Ken Kutaragi's hands tremble ever so slightly as he glides a soldering iron between legs of a custom chip. He's not supposed to be here after hours, and he's certainly not supposed to be working on a secret project for Nintendo's next console. If the execs at Sony knew what he was up to, they would be furious. But the vision in his head is louder than any corporate rulebook. It's an orchestra inside a chip, a sound no living room has ever experienced. Ken Kutaragi isn't just developing a new sound chip for the SNES, he's about to awaken a sleeping dragon. A week later, Ken Kutaragi stands before Sony's board, eyes burning with sleepless conviction. Everything rides on this demo. His heart is pounding, trying to burst from his chest. Just hours earlier, he'd been dressed down by Sony's executives. They wanted his head for going around them. Sony does not make video games, they proclaim. Despite this, Sony CEO Norio Ohga takes a chance on Kutaragi, and it was time to see if putting his honor on the line would be worth it. Kutaragi flips on the console. A 16-bit orchestra fills the air. Outside the oak doors to the conference room, executives whisper, "What if Sony made video games?" Fresh from his victory, Kutaragi wastes no time. He has another idea. Ink dries on an agreement so bold it seems inevitable. Sony will release a CD-ROM drive add-on, the SNES-CD. Alongside it, they will release a Sony-branded console capable of playing SNES cartridges and CD games. In exchange, they will receive a revenue share of every CD sold. Two giants clasp hands. Historians will look back on this moment at the time in which destiny winked. For 18 months, nearly 24 engineers from Nintendo and Sony worked side by side in a windowless lab. Super NES boards are stripped, ribbon cabled to single-speed CD-ROM drive, stacked on burn-in racks that run day and night. With every revision, new things are fixed. Laser jitter, DMA timing, audio clicks. A Mode 7 demo plays so often, the team can quote the announcer in their sleep. By the fifth hardware spin, the checklist is clean. Ken Kutaragi walks the best unit into a conference room and presses a brushed metal badge onto the fascia. PlayStation. Name first, victory lap later. Ken's marching orders are simple. Ship the prototype to Chicago, put it under bright lights at Summer CES 1991, and let publishers see 650 megabytes in action. June 1st, 1991. Sony's booth glows like silver dawn. Reporters run their fingers across the first ever PlayStation. Champagne breath fills the air. They've done it. They've created something amazing, but their celebration would be short-lived. June 2nd, 9 a.m., exactly 3 escalators away, Nintendo begins their keynote. Hiroshi Yamauchi's smile, thin as a katana blade, announces a new bold partnership with Philips, an entirely different CD format. Across the hall, Sony executives freeze, the blood draining from their knuckles. In the back row, Ken Kutaragi can't feel his feet. Flashbulbs pop like artillery all around him as he searches for his avenue of escape. The lawyers swarm first, brandishing clauses like scalpels. Nintendo wants to remove Sony's revenue share for CDs, and Sony refuses. By autumn, the SNES CD is dead, locked in contractual limbo. The directors want to retreat. Video games are a distraction, they proclaim. But Norio Ohga isn't having it. He pounds the conference table and proclaims, "We will build our own kingdom. If Nintendo will not join them, then perhaps Sega will." Schematics, cost models, a global ad plan spread across Sega's boardroom table. It's everything that they would need for a joint 32-bit console. Ken Kutaragi waits for a nod, any nod. But instead, Sega president Hayao Nakayama leans back in his chair, eyes at the ceiling tiles. "Sony makes television," he says, flicking the proposal away like ash. Meeting over. Twice rejected, Kutaragi walks away into a neon night, armed with nothing but stubborn faith and a blank sheet of silicone. Sony Computer Entertainment is forged in secrecy. Its lab, a chapel of worrying fans and sleepless engineers. They build it around a RISC core, teach it to paint 3D dreams, and christen it the PlayStation. No space, no compromise. Tokyo, December 3rd, 1994. It's just past midnight in Akihabara, and the rain tastes like copper on the tongue. A river of umbrellas coils through the neon canyon, every soul trembling in the cold for a machine that no one has touched, the Sony PlayStation. Over 300,000 units would be sold in less than 30 days, and the rumor would spread westward like wildfire. E3 1995, Los Angeles. Sega ambush launches the Saturn at $399, declaring it would be immediately available. The buzz on the conference floor was palpable. A few hours later, it was Sony's turn at the podium. Steve Race steps onto the stage where the air feels like electricity. He leans into the podium and speaks one word, $299, and then walks away. The floor explodes. For a moment, cameras forget to record, the moment caught in ringing ears and staring eyes. Sony's announcement would become legend, a tale attendees would recount for years. Within 2 years, PlayStation eclipses its rivals. Final Fantasy VII finds a new home on 3 CD-ROMs and sells more than 10 billion copies. By 2005, more than 100 billion PlayStations are sold. In boardrooms from Kyoto to Redmond, executives trade uneasy glances. The television company now rules the living room. In a Colorado basement, a dusty prototype, the orphaned Nintendo PlayStation sells for $360,000. A second awaits in Ken Kutaragi's private archive. Its value not measured in dollars, but measured in the futures it almost prevented. All because 2 signatures met 1 clause too far. If this journey pulled you into the looking glass of gaming history, hit like and subscribe and let me know down below which future would you choose. The unreal one where Nintendo and Sony would stay allies, or the world we inherited that was forever changed by one whisper, $299. As always, thanks for joining us, and until next time, have fun.